creativity in advertising is often referred to in big events, big 60-second spots, but certainly in digital, most of advertising is happening on desktop and on mobile in rectangles, and most of those rectangles are ignored. And even with all the data in the world being built into where and how and to whom that ad is shown, in the end it's a rectangle on the right-hand rail that is not even looked at by a pair of eyeballs. What native programmatic solves for is that it makes beautiful ads in content that are seen, appreciated, and responded to. And that ends up being a win for all parties involved. So it's a win for the consumer because the ad is less intrusive, it's more interesting to look at. It's a win for the advertiser because they get a response. And it's a win for the publisher because they can demand higher CPMs. They can get paid more for that ad, which supports the open web, which is journalism, which is small businesses. It's everything that isn't the walled gardens. And that's, I think, a worthy pursuit.
So what does the native look like, or how is it created, and how is it, how is it different from other digital ads or CTV ads we might see?
Sure, yeah. I mean, every website has its own set of brand and design guidelines, fonts, picture sizes and shapes, the way the headline is formatted. And those things can't just be mimicked by any old banner, or you have to create tens of thousands of banners to try to do that. What we do is we have something called computer vision technology that scans each of those sites, understands and brings in that information, and then renders that ad so it looks like it belongs in that content. So it doesn't. So it just looks nicer. And isn't that kind of the idea, to make that nicer? And the cool thing is that we take that same philosophy, and now we're bringing that to CTV. Right, so as anyone who watches CTV versus broadcast TV, there's many fewer ad breaks. There's much less inventory, which is in some ways great for the consumer, but not great for the industry, because advertising is what makes the world go round. What we are doing is finding ways to bring advertising into the content itself, using that same concept of computer vision, finding the places where products can be inserted, or you can get the sort of the split screen experience, like when you're watching football and there's a timeout and you get the action in one corner and the ad in the other corner, creating inventory where none was there before. Again, helping the publishers, helping the advertisers, and allowing consumers to continue to enjoy their content without having to pay more for premium subscription.
Now, advertisers have various expectations, different definitions of ROI. How do you measure ROI of these native units and the work that you do?
Yeah, well, online you can measure it just the exact same way you do with any other online display advertisement, with brand studies, with tracking it back to sale, to prescription, to trial, to what do you do with a car when you try it out? Test drive, right? All that stuff is good. With CTV, it's a little bit trickier, and there's a lot of hypotheses you have to test out. Like, is putting advertising in the content, is that annoying? Is it alienating? Or is there an additive effect? And we've done all sorts of studies, and good for us because we've invested a lot in this technology. It turns out that people are not annoyed by this advertising, and in fact, you get a 1 + 1 = 3 effect when you combine it with a regular spot during a commercial break as well. So seeing the product or promotion within the content primes the consumer to then respond better when the actual ad itself with the full message comes in there. So we think there's a real win for all the parties involved there.